Hello everyone, this is Doe welcoming you back to another Sword of Convallaria video. Today we're diving deep into one of the game's most powerful single-target physical DPS units, Estra, who's still hailed as the queen of super boss slayers even in the Chinese and Taiwanese servers. Now before we jump in, a quick disclaimer. The footage you're about to see was recorded on a fresh test account kindly provided by the devs. I haven't yet received all the resources to fully upgrade talent trees or equip optimal engravings, so the damage numbers in this showcase won't reflect Estra's true potential. But even without a fully maxed build, Estra slices through bosses like a hot knife through butter. So with that out of the way, let's get into why Estra is still an absolute monster when it comes to single target burst. Let's go! As a Seeker, Estra benefits from the roll bonus that grants additional crit damage while ignoring up to 15% of the enemy's defense. She also belongs to both the Drifter and Alacrity factions, making her a fantastic partner for the Tier 0 amplifier Lutfi. Lutfi doesn't even need to lift a finger. Just by existing on the field, he gives Estra extra crit rate and crit damage while inflicting vulnerable 3 on enemies. The synergy is Chef's Kiss. Estra's trait, Sorceress Bane, is what really sets her apart. It massively boosts her mobility by allowing her to jump across gaps and tripling her jump height. She also gains a magical shield that scales off her magic defense stat, and when she attacks, up to 35% of her shield value is added to her physical attack. On top of that, she deals extra damage depending on how much energy her target is missing, up to 30% bonus damage depending on her star level. Now here's the kicker. When she attacks an enemy with higher magic attack than physical attack, she drains 1 to 2 energy from them and deals bonus physical damage equal to up to 60% of her own physical attack. It's brutal, and this is why Estra is a unit you'll want to get to 5 stars eventually. Her damage scaling, cooldown reduction, and energy efficiency spike hard at max stars, especially when she's set up to spam her ultimate and cycle potions. Estra also comes with her own Astral Imprint, Cage Mask. This imprint increases her attack and defense stats and synergizes beautifully with her magical shield mechanic by boosting those values even further. Now here's something important to note. As of this video's production, there's a discrepancy between the Cage Mask stats in the Taiwanese and Chinese servers versus the international server. Specifically, the stat increase drops from 6% to 4% when upgraded from 4 stars to 5 stars in the global version. In the original servers, the 5-star version retained the 6% increase and gained an additional 9% under her shield condition. I've reached out to the devs for clarification on whether this is a text error or a rebalancing decision. Until we get an official confirmation, I do not recommend pushing Cage Mask to 5 stars. If you're pulling on her Astral Imprint banner, I suggest stopping at 4 stars for now. Unfortunately, I haven't heard back from the dev team at the time of recording, but I'll be sure to update you as soon as I receive any new information. As for the rest of Estra's equipment, I've been primarily testing Void Stab and the Hierophant Tarot on top of her Cage Mask. This setup already yields strong results, but I've also heard that Newborn Blade paired with the Fool Tarot synergizes well with her kit. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to test those just yet due to limited resources on this new test account, but once I've got access to more gear, I'll be sure to update you with further results. Another viable option to consider is the Justice Tarot. It works nicely for more sustained builds. If you're tight on summons or a low spender, I'd suggest using good stat sticks as her trinket. Hourglass is a fantastic free-to-play option that boosts her offensive potential, and Shield of Justice also complements her stat scaling quite well. For her basic attack, I strongly recommend Spine Pierce. It ignores the target's physical shield and works perfectly with her mobbing skill Shadow Blitz, which lets her teleport behind the enemy and attack using her selected basic attack. Not only does this amplify the damage by 40%, it also bypasses assists. If the target is defeated, she can immediately re-attack another enemy within the same turn, making it amazing for clearing out clusters. For her reaction skill, I like to use Shadow Evasion in mobbing scenarios. It allows Estra to preemptively dodge and interrupt a target's action, keeping her safe and maintaining control of the battlefield. But in bossing situations, especially against magic damage heavy bosses, I recommend switching to Defense, magical for added survivability. Just a heads up, Shadow Evasion has a 2-turn cooldown, but this gets reduced to 1 turn at 5 stars thanks to her trait upgrade. Now onto the crown jewel of her kit, her ultimate skill, No Restraints. This is the core of what makes Estra the best single target burst damage dealer in the game right now. If you're planning to bring her into a boss fight, this skill is non-negotiable. I also personally like running Thunder Arrow as an additional single target option. It deals bonus damage, drains the target's energy, and even bans them from using active skills or recovering energy for 2 turns, a devastating tool in energy denial strategies. Another key element to Estra's strength is her potions. Blood of Shadow allows her to recover 1 energy, boosts her crit rate, grants life steal, and further enhances her trait's bonus damage based on how much energy her target is missing. Meanwhile, Water of Exorcism is her clutch survival tool. It removes all debuffs, restores 1 energy, boosts her defense, and gives her a magical shield based on 150% of her physical attack, while also granting control immunity. Now keep in mind, each of these potions can only be used once per battle, so the timing of when you activate them is absolutely crucial. In a re-attack situation, she can actually use both potions in the same round. So when you're going for that kill shot in a bossing setup, make sure the enemy is within range of what is arguably the game's most powerful single target nuke. No Restraints backed by double potion activation. Before we move on to her skill tree, let's talk about her engraving resonance and stat priorities. Estra benefits immensely from the Sword and Wand resonance thanks to her high mobility and ability to close gaps quickly. This combo gives her consistent damage boosts while maintaining energy efficiency, which is crucial for her burst windows. When it comes to stat focus, you'll want to prioritize physical attack, HP, and magic defense in that order. More specifically, look out for percentage-based physical attack, flat physical attack, and HP percentage on your engravings and substats. Higher max HP might seem like an odd priority for a DPS, but it's actually essential for Estra. That's because her trait converts up to 35% of her magical shield into bonus physical damage, and that shield itself is capped based on her maximum HP. So the higher your HP, the more you're boosting that shield, and by extension, your total burst damage. Finally, let's go over her skill tree priorities. Since Estra scales best with HP and attack, those should be your top considerations when picking nodes. At rank 1, I highly recommend unlocking Thunder Arrow. Not only does it provide excellent utility and single target burst, but it also contributes to her energy control setup. At rank 3, go for Hookshot. It's great for repositioning and gives her even more ways to stick to targets or get behind enemy lines. When you hit rank 5, you'll want to unlock both of her reaction skills. This gives you flexibility to swap between Shadow Evasion and Defense, magical depending on the situation, whether you're mobbing or bossing. At rank 7, go for Potion. It's a core part of her burst cycle, and this unlock makes sure you have access to her key sustain and energy recovery options. If you're looking to squeeze out more HP scaling, Stance of Exorcism at rank 7 is also a solid pickup, especially if you're leaning into her magical shield conversion. Then at rank 9, grab Spine Pierce. It's a strong basic attack option and works beautifully with Shadow Blitz. Finally, at rank 11, you'll want to pick up both No Restraints and Doom Martyr. They're not only key parts of her kit, but also provide additional attack stat boosts that ramp up her overall performance even more. So that's all for today's deep dive on Estra. I wish you the best of luck if you're planning to pull for her. Personally, I'll be pulling and 5-starring her on my main account. She's still the queen of single target physical DPS and remains unmatched in that role. If you've got a shard farming slot available, I definitely recommend starting on her right away. That said, do keep in mind that the second season of Tower of Adversity may shift focus toward AoE DPS units, so don't feel pressured to max her out immediately if you're tight on resources. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. And let me know in the comments if there's a specific build you'd like me to test. I'll do what I can to make it happen. As always, stay cool, stay crispy. This is Doe signing off. See you in the next video.